Hello.
Hello, everybody. Everybody, it's Thursday with Cinco Squad. What's up, everybody? My name is Jonathan Sawyer. Just ran back from the fridge. I'm out of breath. With me is Mike DeSanto.
That's an old joke.
How you guys doing today? I don't know what Mike's doing, but okay, Pat, how you doing today?
I'm doing great now that Mike did that. Yeah, baby.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm
Magic
doing
Mike.
Well. That's on Cinco Squad After Dark. Don't fool them.
Oh, should I unplug the lights?
How are you doing today, John? How was the drive?
It was good. It was good. I'm not sweating at my mom's because they keep the AC at 75. It needs to be at 66 all the time.
It's true. I've spoken with him about it. That's true.
That's a true
really
statement.
AC if it's at 75?
No. Down here it is because it's so hot, but yeah. Well, we have our one friend, Grandpa Jay, is out today. He had surgery, or hernia surgery, so we wish him a speedy recovery. I know he's been in pain for a while with that, so hope he feels better. And his surgery went well, but I know he's tuning in tonight, so hope everything goes well on the recovery.
Yeah,
but he'll be back. He'll be back next week. But boys, it's been a crazy week in sports with MLB signings, World Cup, NFL injuries. I guess what's been we're gonna do a little something new to start the show. What is
Curveball.
what was kind of like the I guess the biggest takeaway of the week this weekend for you guys? Pat, I'll go with you.
Biggest takeaway of the week.
Could be anything. Weekend.
The World Cup being in the news, honestly. Like I see World Cup in the news more than anything else. Instagram, Facebook, whatever. It's just popping up. You got Argentina and France. It's going to be a great game, and that's my takeaway. I'm actually looking at soccer news.
Yeah, no, I mean that's big. That's what I've been talking to Mike. I mean, we watched the whole Syracuse national championship game.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Soccer is just dominating news.
Yeah, man, it's been crazy, and it's been interesting because it's like following it and then learning from Jamie about the game and how you can, ultimately, figure out like what why aren't they kicking it like when they're wide open, and the strategy behind it is kind of funny, but the penalty kicks have been interesting because like
electric, man. It's a freaking show. You don't know if they're going to stop it. You don't know if they're going to kick it. It looks like the easiest thing to do and the hardest thing to do all at the same time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Mikey, what about you?
So the biggest thing, other than the World Cup, because I agree with you, and just soccer in general is like huge. I mean, Syracuse winning. Congratulations to Syracuse winning the national championship. It's very good. World Cup's been very exciting with, how about that run by Morocco? The first African team to ever make the quarterfinals, and they damn near made the actual final, which that's big for them.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest takeaway for me, other than all the soccer, has been baseball players. We thought they were getting paid before.
Oh, sure.
Baseball players are getting paid now.
Correa.
I did not see Correa getting that much money.
Yeah.
For 13 years.
13 years. That's a wild contract, too.
He's, as Mr. Cinco Trey pointed out in our group chat, he's going to be 41 when that contract ends.
Yeah. And it's just going
to,
it's fuel for the fodder there. Like, he's going to the Giants. He's going to be facing the Dodgers, who hate his guts. Love it, man.
Right? I had a feeling. I had been saying, like, after they missed out on Judge, I was like, Correa, he's going to be a Giant.
Yeah.
He's going to 100% be a Giant. But actually, I kind of wanted to get before we move on, Pat's thoughts on something. Because he wasn't here last week.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on a lot of things, so
I think you'll have thoughts on this. Pat, I want to get your thoughts on Aaron Judge coming back.
Dude. All right. So it's unprecedented for Yankees. Us, we got to know this feeling.
Yeah.
We get our guys. There was a chance that we could have lost Aaron Judge to free agency.
We did for 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, that was Arson Judge. Arson Judge is out of the pinstripe contestants. He is off the Yankee squad. Arson Judge is fully a Giant, and that's fine with me.
With Correa.
But no, Aaron Judge coming back. I hope he gets that captain assignment.
I think
It's
he will.
huge. It's huge, man. It's huge. And it was right after Cashman got his extension too, which made me nervous because I know there's a little friction.
We texted each other about that. When I heard about his extension, I was like, man, that's not good.
Yeah, it did not make me feel good, man.
What I didn't understand is how is he negotiating contracts when he's not even employed by the company? And I get what Mike was saying. He kept saying like, "Oh, they may have some sort of deal." But if I'm Chapman or not Chapman, Cashman, not Chapman.
Never Chapman.
If I'm Cashman and I'm in that deal and they're not giving me what I want, I'm thinking, all right, well, let me try to tank this contract and make sure he goes to where I'm going next. So
there could have been some shady business going on if that actually did happen.
Right, exactly. But
no, it's huge, man. Big day for Yankees. It's unprecedented that we think we could have lost the guy, but we got our big guy coming back, and it's huge, man.
Sir. And that started the downfall of Carlos Rodon, who just signed literally 10 minutes before the show started. So that's huge news. 6 years, $162 million. And I don't think the Yankees are done. I think they got a lot of role players that they're going to re-sign, trade away. I'm finally hearing everything that I've been wishing over the past 3 months. They're going to try to trade Donaldson.
Hallelujah. Oh, that's fine. I thought. Well, wait, real quick. Do you guys want Tatis on the team? Do you guys want him?
No.
I don't mind him. I mean, if he gets traded to the team, then yeah, sure. If it's for Donaldson and Hicks for Tatis, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
It depends on what it costs.
100%, man.
I think it would be fine if it's cheap like that because San Diego does not want Tatis on his team.
Supposedly, though, according to Jack Curry, that's not even in play.
Yeah, I didn't.
That was a false rumor. But yeah, it would depend. I suppose. Yeah, it would depend on the trade.
So that move of signing Bogarts was a safe move for the ultimately the GM because he signed Tatis to that big deal. It's easier to replace a left fielder than it is to replace a shortstop. We've seen it firsthand as Yankees fans. We went through how many until we finally got the guy. And we don't even know if he's the guy yet. Yeah, really. So, I mean, I think it's a good move that I was so happy to hear Judge resign because I think it's, about time that they made a splash and didn't, for the longest time, my grandfather, before he passed away, kept saying, oh, all the Yankees do is sign all these old bums, and everything. And this was Cashman, I think, first real deal since being a GM. Without Big George being there, I think so.
George didn't have anything to do with CC or Teixeira.
I was gonna say CC was there, man.
Well, CC, but I'm saying big. This is the biggest. This was bigger than those two. This is bigger than.
Yeah, we didn't let him go. Not bringing someone in.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. I do.
This is the biggest signing in Cashman's tenure.
Yeah, 100%. I would tend to. Well, all right. Given
I always said that before Cashman was leaning on, and I'm not saying that Cashman didn't get free reign, but having George in there over your head, being like, "You better sign him. You better sign him. You better give him whatever he wants." Well, that type of thing.
That's what they do, man. Open up the coin purse and throw it at your guy who puts asses in seats.
I wish I had a coin purse.
Don't say that. Don't say that, please.
I want one of those, those medieval big burlap sacks of gold.
That's what I want.
I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking, man. I'm not even saying.
Have that Scrooge McDuck room of just gold coins.
Oh, I want that. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Is that what you're talking about?
You said coin purse. You said
that's what I was talking about. Isn't that what it is?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe I should think.
A coin purse is like a little bag of change.
It's something totally different if you're in prison too, John.
Yeah, that too. Prison wallet.
Look at these Yankees fans.
Have faces.
But will it last? Mr. Jamie puts a comment in, and my wife did. I can't see the comment though. For Malin.
I think she put
Malin square up.
I think she tried to put an emoji, but it didn't show up.
I've
seen that happen before.
Happy Fable. Well, last come October, we'll see on injuries. I will see on
I
injuries.
bet it'll last longer than a Rays fan smile.
Who's Tampa signing, Jamie? Who is Tampa signing?
But
no one.
Pat, since you missed last week, what you sipping on this week? Because I know you're sipping on a double this week.
Oh, thank God you went to me. I was so thirsty.
I've been drinking.
It is Pepsi and Red Stag. I call it a little mixture of I'm not going into work tomorrow.
And you're
That's
live.
a very good name for it. The old I'm not going into work tomorrow.
Mike, what are you sipping on?
So I actually have an interesting concoction this week. It's
yeah, baby.
I believe it's called Choco Vine. It is literally a mixture of chocolate and red wine.
What?
Yes.
What kind of chocolate? Like chocolate syrup?
What kind of red wine?
Oh my God.
What kind of red wine?
I'm not exactly sure the type of red wine, but it's like chocolate and red wine. And it tastes like chocolate milk.
What?
Yeah.
I don't believe you're actually drinking what you say you're drinking anymore.
I don't believe it either.
I will go get the bottle if you want.
Because that was
we
not
might
red.
have to see this bottle, man. You gotta bring this.
That was not
Hold on. I'll be back.
Please. He brings chocolate milk, man. I've never heard of such a thing.
No, he said chocolate, like chocolate syrup, probably. Maybe.
But no, I think he actually bought a wine bottle with chocolate wine fused.
And how do you not know what wine bottle?
This is, I
have so many questions.
I was on the Mike delicious drink train, and now he lost me on this one.
What is that?
Yeah, see, it's chocolate in the bottle.
Oh, it's already pre-made.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was like you bought a bottle of red wine and you bought.
And he's like, "Yo,
and you poured it together."
Chocolate in there. No, it's a pre-mixed drink. And it tastes just like chocolate.
Jamie doesn't approve. That's freaking gross, bro.
It doesn't. But the thing is like
that might be on you, man.
It doesn't taste like. It doesn't taste like red wine at all. It just tastes like chocolate.
I mean, that's a bad thing, though. I like red wine. It's very delicious.
Well, just drink red wine.
I will. I keep my
chocolate syrup in it.
Well, fine. John, what are you sipping on? What you sipping on?
Yeah, let's make fun of your drink.
Well, my mom only had Corona Premier, so I got a Premier.
Where's the lime, man?
She's actually because she's gonna be away for 2 weeks. She got rid of all the fruits and she tried to use all the fruits and vegetables as much as possible.
She's like, John's coming. Nope.
Fruits?
Empty the fridge.
Before John comes.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I really don't get what is the big thing. But every time I come to my parents' house, I literally eat myself into a coma. I go through the cupboards and I'm picking at things like it's my first meal. I'm sitting there, Malin always says, what are you doing? Stop eating so much. I'm eating it's my last meal.
We don't have good parents, man.
Yeah, no, it's always fridge is always stocked. And then she ordered pizza tonight, which was good.
There's something about free food that makes it
excellent.
Cabinet full. I was gonna eat a Klondike bar on the show, but I didn't want my dad to get mad. So,
what would you do for a Klondike bar, though?
Nothing.
Good.
Next,
very honest of you. All right,
yes, all right, straight up.
Well, we have a Cinco Squad fantasy football update. The playoffs are upon us, and all three of us, except two of us, are not in it. But
let's talk about it, boys.
Six beers
about it.
So six beers deep. But you haven't been drinking beer on the show, which is crazy.
Because, dude, it was a month straight of Labatt. I got to switch it up a little bit. They're not
so while it loads. So Jamie, Grandpa Jay will play my dad, Mr. Sawyer, Team Mr. Sawyer, and Pat will play Trey, Mr. Cinco.
An original name.
I know. He thought very hard on it.
Mr. Sawyer.
I said that to him. I was like, you took a long time to think about it, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, Senior Sawyer. Okay. He's like, I couldn't take Team Sawyer.
Team Senior Sawyer.
He's living at Florida.
But it was funny, too, because I was like, Dad, I can help you this week. And in my head, I'm thinking, I texted him back. I was like, never mind. Never mind. I can't help you. No, I'm not in trading wise. I'm saying like I can look at his roster for him and see what he needs help with. But then
Can't
I
do
thought
that either.
But no, hold on. But
I'm throwing a flag on this already, Commissioner.
He goes, who's in the playoffs and who isn't? I don't think I need your help.
Wow. I'm telling Tyler about this.
Look at Tyler, if you're listening, win more games and then you'll get in the playoffs. How about that? Boom. Mic drop.
Shit.
You didn't drop me.
So I don't get it. It's been like that for years for me. Like fantasy football, I don't know on ESPN makes these divisions. I don't know how to turn it off. And I said that in the beginning of the year. I was like, does anyone know how to turn off like the divisions? And no one spoke up. So, but I took care of Jamie's team. I won 119 to 104. My dad beat Mike 122 to 99. Rick beat Tyler 121 to 85. Fonz, who I think is the unsung hero of the year because he was 5 to start the year.
Yeah,
beat
something like
Pat.
The freaking Call of Duty boy got
So
hurt.
everybody in the playoffs, everyone in the playoffs lost the last week except my dad, who needed to win. And then this week it'll be the matchups I just said for the championship.
Say it again.
For the championship.
No, I just want to hear you say that you and Mike aren't in it.
No, we're not. I'm playing for 7th place right now. I missed out. So both my leagues that I'm paid in, I missed the playoffs by 1 position.
Yikes.
And then the one I didn't like, I was kind of paying attention to as a free league, I made. So, Pat, I'm going to interview you right now. How does it feel to make the playoffs, and what is your strategy going into week 1?
All right, so here's what I got. I got Christian McCaffrey going tonight. You got to feel pretty good about that. The rest of the way, I'm rolling with a pretty sick team. You know, Jacobs has carried me the whole year. Miles Sanders right there with him. I lost Call of Duty boy Kyler Murray, but we're gonna throw Daniel Jones out there and see how we're doing. Yeah, Mr. Danny Dimes himself. Make me into a believer, please.
The thing is with Danny is I picked him up in my bigger money league, and all I needed with it was him to get like 15. And I think that may be your strategy for this week. Just don't get me below 15.
Don't
give me
30. But I'm telling you, I'll make it out of this week. I'm going to roll with Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He could be my championship rider.
Honestly, the way you looked, he could.
Yep. Him just throwing dump-offs to Christian McCaffrey, take it to the home. It's my team. It's my ship. Sorry, Jamie. And everyone else.
What's that?
Speaking of which,
Grandpa Jay.
Gentlemen.
You can knock him out. You can cut him open.
I think
he heard me.
But he can't. But you can't keep him away. Grandpa Jay, he's still on the medicine. How's it feel?
I feel as good as one could feel. I said a little FaceTime for Pat. I mean, the number 1 seed deserves a little bit of FaceTime. Just to let people know what it takes to finish number 1 in the regular season. So after a very successful season with the longest win streak in the league, I'd like to thank absolutely no one. I'm going to win this championship, baby.
Why'd I know that was coming?
Are you going to sign off now like Conor McGregor?
No, I'm not letting out my secrets. I'm not letting out my secrets on.
We'll update everyone next week.
Giving away his whole roster for the weekend.
Before Christmas and the holidays and the New Year get ahead of us, we will have a Cinco Squad champion. So we'll let everyone know who is in the championship next week. But I think we need to throw it to, thank God he joined, the Pay May Parlay. We'll throw it to you boys here right now. I don't know if you, Jamie, if you have any right now, but
of course I got something.
All right.
I'm sorry that I missed out on last week. Last week was the most obvious line to take in football. If someone is favored by 17.5 points, never take them.
Never take
Dallas.
That
was definitely the play of the week last week.
Too much points. Both teams get paid to play the game.
We play to win the game.
You want to shoot first?
I know around this time of year, the NFL always gets really twisted.
Yeah.
Where it's very hard to predict the winner, far less to try and predict the spread of a game. So this is probably one of the most tricky times to lay down a bet. But do we have anything this week you think is an absolute must play?
So must play. I'm taking Vikings -4 over the Colts while Vikings are at home coming off of a loss. That seemed like the most surefire bet right there. They got to take the North. They got to take the North. They just lost to the Lions. The Colts are in murky waters. I like the -4 for the Vikings. I think they can get it done there.
Yeah. I don't know, Matt. The Vikings just seem to always find a way to not win the games they're supposed to, especially around this time of the year. Funny enough, you know that they're on, because of that shellacking by Dallas, they're actually on negative, like their point differential is negative because they've won two close games.
In Super Bowl,
definitely see the Colts covering though.
In Super Bowl history, the Vikings have the worst point differential for a team with their record.
Yep, which is crazy. They're a 10-win team with negative points. Like, I don't, has that ever happened in the history of the game?
I don't think so.
That's so crazy. And you look at that and say, okay, guess their record. I bet you people would be like, they're probably like 7-7.
But I think it's blown out of proportion too, because you could thank the Eagles and Cowboys for just blowing them out of the water in those games too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they win every other game. Go Birds. So who do you got, man?
My play of the day, of the weekend, I should say, is the Lions are on fire right now.
Yeah,
like
they're rolling,
absolute fire. So I definitely see this team covering the 1.5. I'd take the points, even if it ends up a 1-point game. They lose by 1. You're gonna win. I'm taking the Lions this week. I love what I saw last week against the Vikings.
I was looking at that one too.
It's healthy right now, and it is clicking right now.
Yep. Are you worried about the Jets' defense though?
Not from a fantasy standpoint. Yes. Like, I don't think I'm going to play Williams this week. But
okay. But that -1 is, where are they? The Lions are -1 or Jets are
it's
plus
1.5. The Jets are favored by 1.5.
Oh, okay.
And they're pretty much saying that they're saying that there's 2 games this week. They're saying the winner kind of gets in and the loser might be out. The Washington Giants game and then this game. They're saying loser out, winner in, probably with the momentum they'll build off of these wins.
All right. I like it. I like it. My second one, man, I got Chargers -3 over the Titans at home.
I like that too.
These are 2 teams going in 2 different directions. The Chargers finally looking healthy on offense, and their defense looked really, really good against the Dolphins too, which shocked me because they got so many injuries on the defensive side, and I think they're learning to play with their backups now.
Yep. I'm taking the under in the Arizona and the Denver game, which will be the game of the backups. Both starters are out. It might be the worst game of the entire season.
Yeah.
For them to even get to 20 points is going to be a miracle. I'm all over that under 37. There's no way they even get close to 30.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Having 2 NFL teams like that, 37 too. And you're thinking of these teams where they started beginning of year, how offensively powered they're supposed to be.
I know.
37.5.
The huge disappointments this year, but good for people trying to put a bet in this weekend, because that under is screaming. It's screaming your name.
Oh yeah.
Everybody should jump on top of that one.
They gotta make it a game to watch, man.
Oh yeah.
Root for the under.
Yeah.
So I'm shifting gears on my final one. I'm going NBA. Tomorrow, Celtics -13 over the Magic.
Boy, the Magic have been playing really good. Bol is playing some good ball right now.
I'm saying, man, the Celtics are #1 scoring team, and the Magic are number 28 scoring team.
Definitely, and
it's in home. It's in Boston.
Yes, and
it's on the parquet.
That overtime game against the Lakers was pretty spectacular.
Yeah. The way Tatum and Brown have been playing this year, either one of them, I think, could be MVP.
Yep, I agree with that. I think Tatum right now is pretty much wrapping. Was he at 33 a game right now or something ridiculous? Shooting something like 54% from the field, including a lot of threes. I think other than the Warriors starting 5, you guys have a team have the most efficient offense in the league by far. Like, it's historic numbers. I like that. I mean, I can see them win that game. But
I think they took last year personally.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of people saw them come back to win. All right, so you got your Celtics as the caveat for the week. I, I learned my lesson jumping all over the place last time, so I'm gonna go with a Saturday game that we have on schedule here this week, and that's gonna be that game between Baltimore and Cleveland. I actually think that Cleveland pulls this one out. I think Deshaun gets his first win. Tyler Huntley's not that healthy. Who knows if they even go with him right now, because Harbaugh's not really saying who his starter is, but he was cleared. So I definitely think taking the Browns at 3 might be a safe play, or at least a win on the money line.
Is that game in Baltimore?
It is in Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland. Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. That helps.
Yep.
Got some nasty weather coming in too.
Oh yeah, so that might be a big under too. I think that's a 38 or something like that. So
yep, that's what I was thinking too.
Let's bring it back to the boys. Let's see what they think about our pay me parlay of the week.
All right, boys,
gentlemen, what y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, I think all those were really good. I do like Pat. You're taking the Celtics -13 over the Magic, right?
Yes, sir.
That's tough because I think I agree with Jamie that the Magic are playing very good basketball right now. I'm not going to say that they're a championship team, but they are playing good basketball. But you guys are such a dynamic scoring team that I think that is the win right there. I think over the what is the under, Jamie, in Arizona Denver game?
37.
With 2 backup quarterbacks in that game. Colt McCoy already showed up for his one and done.
Yeah, I'll take Pat's Celtics, and that's what I think. What do you think, Mikey?
Actually, the one I was gonna kick was Cleveland over Baltimore, only because we just saw Baltimore without Huntley beat a Steelers team that I think is better than this Browns team, even with Watson. So I would probably kick. I still think Baltimore's defense is good enough, and their offense has enough, dynamic weapons to be able to win a close game against Cleveland. So I would kick Cleveland and Baltimore.
See, the thing about Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry is somehow that game always ends up being within 3 or someone wins.
Yeah.
No matter how bad the team is, they're going to compete the whole way. Baltimore gets up to that more than any other game. I just see this sort of as a letdown game, and the Browns need to win. So that's why I feel like the sense of urgency for the Browns to win this is somewhat of a Deshaun needs a win. At the same time, the Ravens aren't going to be as hyped up for this one as they were for the Steelers game.
Okay.
Some people are saying Deshaun Watson has to work himself up to play this big game.
So we're kicking the Celtics then?
What was that?
She liked your joke. Awesome.
Someone got it.
Couldn't have been better timing.
Like perfect timing. So I'll go with that, Mike. Mike, I like that. I'll go with you say eliminate the Baltimore.
Yeah, so we're eliminating Cleveland over Baltimore.
Yeah. So we'll take those 5 that you have. Vikings -4 over the Colts, Chargers -3 over the Titans, Celtics -13 over Magic, Lions cover at the 1.5, and then under on the Arizona Denver. So yeah, I think that's a good 5. We'll put those. Everyone that will be on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and then Mike will put it up on YouTube and Instagram as well. So check out all those platforms for our parlay of the week.
Get your money.
Get your money.
Pay me.
So Jamie, glad you joined because we do have some World Cup update. It is the final, the first, where we'll see the great one, Lionel Messi, take on France in Mbappe. I like that. I like that name. So Mbappe.
That's my finishing move. Mbappe.
There's a super intriguing storyline coming out of this World Cup now. I mean, of course, their teammates, they play for Paris Saint-Germain. So them playing against each other is kind of what I think people wanted to see. This is, other than Brazil being in the finals, everybody I think wanted a Messi or Ronaldo opportunity to win the World Cup. So they're getting it. If you're a football aficionado, soccer aficionado,
yeah, thank you.
Some other fans.
Yeah, soccer.
But
I love football.
The most interesting storyline is the guy who actually beat out Ronaldo and Messi for Footballer of the Year last year's His name is Karim Benzema. He plays for Real Madrid. He's been injured, and now they're saying he's healthy to play. But the guy he'd replace, who's Olivier Giroud, has been like the unsung hero for France. So the drama coming out of the World Cup now is: are you going to play a Benzema who's not match fit just for the sake of throwing in all your marbles because it's the finals? Or do you let Giroud keep playing, who's developed great chemistry with Mbappe and Antoine Griezmann? Here's what I think. It doesn't matter. Argentina's playing excellent football.
Yes, they are.
From front to back. The midfielders at Messi's on form. You need your superstar to be on form if you want to win a World Cup. I think he wants this more than anyone else right now in the world.
Is this Messi's best performance in a World Cup, Jamie?
It might be. And it's awesome that he's saving the best for last, right? It's kind of like Kobe-esque in a sense where, like, except his team has a better team, so he has a chance to win. But he's saving his best for last, like in the twilight of his career. That's really awesome.
So to your point on that guy that's going to potentially play for France, I'm always a big proponent of you don't fix what's broken, especially what's got you there. So whatever got you there, that guy might be a great help, but he also might hinder the team because he's not like you said, he's not up to. At the end of the day, as athletes, regardless if it's basketball, football, soccer, whatever it might be, you have to be in game shape. And if he hasn't been playing, he's been dealing with an injury, he's not going to be in game shape. And I think that's a critical thing for him. So I agree with you. I don't think he should play. And I watched Argentina the last 3 games, and you're right. They're electric. Like when they get the ball over midfield and they start moving the ball down, it's attack. It's kick, attack. It's just like nonstop shots going at the net. And I like it because it gives me some action. Like, okay, cool, finally someone's shooting on the net. But it's also fun because it's like you got the greatest player in the world,
Ooh, okay.
So
that's right.
Ronaldo?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No, I think
he shouldn't.
And here's what was really cool, right? Morocco had the Cinderella run. I think people love seeing the Cinderella team, first African team to ever make the semifinals. On the other side, Croatia proved they weren't a fluke from the year before. They had a chance to make it. We could have had a rematch. I think it's nice not having a rematch. Sometimes with the NBA, everybody's like, oh, we want to see LeBron and Golden State again or whatever. It's kind of nice to have, or at least know that, like, somebody else is going to get their shot at it. And the same 2 teams didn't make it back. Had Croatia made it back, it would have probably been one of the most unbelievable runs for a country that's not that big. Croatia is not a very big country. And for them to get to this point in the World Cup where they might finish 2nd and 3rd in back-to-back World Cups is pretty amazing. So kudos to their football federation. And their guy, Luka Modric, is probably his last time we'll see him in the World Cup. And farewell to a real classy guy. I mean, this guy, you always see him celebrating other players. One heck of a player. Talk about a freaking just fireball of it's a small guy, but a fireball on the pitch. And that goalie was probably the goalie of the tournament as well. But at this point, it's probably Hugo Lloris, France's goalie, because he saved them against Morocco a couple of times, saved them against England. And if France wins, he's the guy, man. He's the MVP. He won't get recognized as it. They'll give it to Mbappe because he got the golden boot if he scores. But this guy Hugo Lloris has been the savior for France. So it's going to be a great final. I think everybody got the superstar against superstar matchup that they had hoped to see. And I think Argentina wins this one 3-1.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm saying the same score. It seems like they have been averaging about 3 goals a game, it looks like. I don't know if this is Messi's best year. I think it's his best year, like, championship-wise, because he's going to win. But from what it seems like when they were showing his stats, like, he scores a lot. Like, he gets like 2 to 3 goals a game. It's like crazy.
He assists a lot too.
Yeah. If he's not scoring, he's assisting.
Yeah,
but it's crazy. Like, it's like statistical wise, is it? Maybe not. But like championships, I think matter more to him than stats. So,
and that's why they say he's better than Ronaldo. To your point there, Pat, because if you compare certain stats, Messi's impact overall on his teammates has been greater than Ronaldo's, right? So as an overall player, if you're saying that now, as an all round, just straight out striker, Ronaldo's numbers are non-comparable. But
and he came off the bench.
All around player, incredible.
You can't be a legend coming off a bench.
Honestly, I would almost compare Messi's impact on the game and stuff to. He's a lot like a Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
He's not gonna. I don't think he'll ever be recognized as the best player ever. But damn, is he close? And he's absolutely the best player of his generation.
Yep.
Say it again.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
But it
I've
could be
said-
like the LeBron argument, right, Mikey? Like, LeBron, like the people are saying there's no way he'll ever be above Jordan. If Pele is Jordan,
Right.
Messi might be LeBron. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree with
Yeah.
that comparison, and I'm glad we
Yeah.
agree that Pele is the Jordan of that situation.
Come on now.
RIP, pour one
He's gotta
out.
be
Well, we'll see on Sunday because Sunday is the match at 10 a.m. I think
That's
it
right.
is.
Monday.
Jamie.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep, right before real football.
Don't they know football's playing on Sunday?
It's at 10 a.m. Pat.
10 a.m.
Oh, right. I'll be
It's the
home.
warm-up. Bro,
I'm
we got
on over
three-
at 10 a.m.
Bro,
man.
we got this weekend's 3 games, NFL games on Saturday. Then you wake up to the World Cup final, and then there's no chance anybody's leaving their couch if you're a real sports fan.
Does it really? It sounds weird to say there's a championship at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
I
it's not prime time.
It's like
It's in
9 hours.
Qatar,
ahead
though.
of it, so,
Gotta love
Sounds
Qatar.
so weird to me.
But it's just like the Olympics where you see guys playing for the gold medal at like 6 a.m. Like it's because
Right.
it's there in
You also
Qatar.
have to look at,
Right.
other than Argentina's market, the European market is going to probably watch this more than any other market, and it's like 3 or 4 p.m. there, which is prime for them. Because
Right.
everybody's going to be at the pubs or whatever they're doing, out and about. So,
Hey, shout out England for having the first World Cup with 0 arrests too. Shout
That's
out
awesome.
England.
shout out to England.
So moving on to our college basketball as we enter conference play here in the next week. Everyone's going to be wrapping up their non-conference schedule. It was an interesting question because I was listening to a lot of college basketball like shows on ESPN and everything, and just they were talking about teams that have the biggest that have to have the biggest jump in conference play. And this is when I think teams start to really show who they are, because going through the first like 10 or 12 games, they typically are finding themselves, like Pat and I's Syracuse team. They're a freshman-driven team. They're trying to find themselves in their shot. The speed of play is definitely faster. So who do you guys think is the team that needs to step up in conference play and make a jump? I'm going to say Syracuse as it is, but I want to hear what everyone else has to say.
I'm going to take a
Mikey.
bathroom break and be right back.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be back in 2.
I don't think they're in the NCAA tournament, but I mean,
No, they're not. Well, on a
Damn, neither is Carolina.
don't get to that point before I get to it. No, honestly, on a personal note, I'm going to say North Carolina. They came in as the preseason number 1 and have absolutely not looked at it.
No.
So
yeah.
I think they have a lot to prove. They just went to the national championship game, and I'm not saying that as like it's not a flex or anything. It's legitimately like there was high expectations for them as a program coming in.
And all the guys came back except Manic, right?
Right. And Manic only didn't come back because he couldn't. Like I think
Or else he would have. He's got the dog in him.
Yes, he does. And I honestly do think coming that close and not winning, I think if he had eligibility left, he would have stayed.
Oh,
But
for sure.
one thing to back yours up and mine up about Syracuse, Mikey, is I'm looking at the records in the ACC, and there's only 2 teams under 500. That's Florida State and Louisville. And we would never thought probably 3 or 4 years ago that Florida State would be 3-9, Louisville would be 1-9. So
Louisville's the biggest surprise being the worst team. Those guys don't even want to play basketball, man.
So ultimately,
bring the strippers back to campus.
So here's my thoughts on the ACC. Is it's going to get a lot tougher. There's a lot of great teams, but there's one conference that stuck out to me when I was looking at the standings and everything, and that is which one was it? I think it was the Pac-12 or the Big 12. The Big 12.
The Big Sky.
The Big 12 has every single team above 500.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State is 6-4 at the bottom.
All right.
There is 4 teams at 8 with 1 loss, 5 teams with 2 losses, and 1 team with 3. So and 1 with 4. So
Baylor's right there at 7-2, and they're right in the middle of the pack there.
Baylor is ranked 11th in the country, and they're at the bottom of the Big 12.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough conference. I said Baylor has the biggest name to prove. Reason being is because based on their schedule, I think they had a couple big losses. Lost to Virginia. That's a tough loss, number 3 team in the country. And then lost to Marquette. That's a bad loss.
Yeah, that's a great loss.
That's a very bad loss in the sense of because Marquette is not the Marquette team that we normally see every year in and year out. So
yeah, Jameson Crowder ain't walking through them doors.
So I think they have a biggest jump to make. I do have UNC down as one of my teams, but Pat, what are you thinking?
I actually unbiased, just viewing it, Syracuse.
Yep.
Like I said before on previous shows, they are young. They are freshman driven.
Yep.
But they are putting it together. Got 4 wins in a row. They beat Notre Dame on the road when they needed that win because they were looking like trash. And now they're kind of got the offense rolling. Mintz is coming into big shoes every game and just looking more and more the part of the star point guard that he's supposed to be. I mean, he had 24 points in the last game. It's not stiff competition against Monmouth, but that's what you like to see out of a guy coming in like that.
But it gets you a big. But the thing I kept saying about Syracuse, and no, Mike, we're not going to make this a Syracuse podcast.
This is not Syracuse.
This is not like this is all based on the game. I mean, I watched the game in and out. No matter where I'm at, I'm watching the game. So watching this team, they have so much potential. And Pat and I talk about it all game long. We'll be texting each other. They have so much potential, and they can sneak away with some good wins. Yeah. They could be a threat, as Boeheim's teams has been in the NCAA tournament down the road. Now, there's one team, and Daniel Blakely commented saying Michigan State as one of them after coming up.
Yeah.
But let's make it known, Daniel and everyone, that Michigan State had a very tough non-conference. They had to play Gonzaga, Kentucky, Villanova, Alabama, Oregon, Portland, who's an NCAA tournament team, Notre Dame, Northwestern, Penn State. So I don't know about you, but that's a pretty tough.
And they're 7-4, man.
And Northwestern, don't overlook them. They're 7-2. Penn State is 7-3. Portland's a tournament team. Kentucky's a tournament team. There were 4 teams at the time. So I don't think they need to make the biggest jump. I just think they had a really tough non-conference schedule.
Well, that's how Tom Izzo scheduled it.
So, and it's great because, I mean, it gives that parity in basketball. Jamie, what are you thinking about, teams that need to make the biggest jump in conference play?
I mean, looking at the SEC, and they haven't really proved to be a tournament-worthy team for a while. The Gators, who is supposed to have reloaded, have to prove in conference play that they can really get it done. But the SEC has just gotten so much more competitive. You have Bama beating Houston the other night on the road. You have a Tennessee team.
That was a great game.
Tennessee is like a ginormous. Tennessee is so big. It's crazy how big Tennessee is as a team and athletic, with shooters and with returning players who prove their worth. Auburn's still extremely competitive.
Yep.
So, even Kentucky is going to have – I mean, Kentucky hasn't won the SEC outright. The 2020 doesn't count because of no tournament format. But they haven't won the SEC outright since Malik Monk and Darren Fox were there in 2017. So, for Kentucky fans, that's an eternity to not win the SEC. It's over 5 years now. So, a lot of people are saying Calipari should be out if he doesn't win with this roster. I disagree with that. I think he's the best coach for our team. But the Gators need to do some magic this year and kind of prove that they can compete again in their own conference to make sure that they aren't on the bubble once again to try and get into the SEC tournament, the NCAA tournament.
So do you guys think that this is going to be the toughest year to put teams in? Because looking at the college basketball standings, looking at all the teams that play each other, even teams like, and I know people make fun of it, but teams like Colgate, who shoot an average of 19 threes a game and shoot almost 50% from three, they're gonna make a deep run in their league in the sense. But do you feel that it's gonna be the hardest year for the committee to put together who's gonna go in the tournament because of all the parity in college basketball?
Yeah, I think this year they're gonna have the most amount of viable candidates to get at-large bids that they've had in a long time. Because there's a lot of teams that have already in non-conference play put together, as pointed out, amongst the Big 12, the ACC, the SEC, even the Pac-12, and even some of the non-Power 5 conferences have put together good strength of schedule wins and good resumes to get into the tournament as long as they perform in conference play. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting that I think we're going to get at least a handful of like teams you don't normally see in the tournament making the tournament because they've gotten to that point.
I agree with Dave Billis in the sense that he said, don't be shocked in a couple of years when, a 10-loss team is a good team in college basketball. Don't be shocked because you're going to see a lot more of them. Expect teams that are 5 losses and below, very rare. Very seldom there's going to be that.
Mikey, weren't you guys a 10-loss team last year?
I think so, yeah. I think we were.
That was 12.
It came limping in,
and then but they started playing their best ball in the tournament. They made their way into the tournament and then just played their best games,
which is where everything counts. And I keep telling that to everyone. That is where it counts. Like, and I said this to Mike, and he got a little upset when I said it. But I said North Carolina was not a good team last year. They were a good team at the right time.
They went to a championship.
They were a good team at the right time, but you and I
they weren't a good regular season team. No, they weren't.
They weren't a good regular season. We almost beat them.
That's very mediocre every time they make it to the tournament.
Exactly.
For being real,
we're not a good regular.
They suck all year.
Except 2003 when we were a number 4 or 5 seed. That was the only time we were really favored.
There's 3 seed
in a lot of games. Yeah. So I mean, I say that all the time. You don't have to be the best team in the country to get to the tournament. It does, but as long as you play your best basketball in March and during your conference play, I think mid-January or mid-February to the end of the season is when you have. If you're like at a 500, you need to start making it then. Jamie, what do you think?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
my bad. Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My note on it is it makes sense what you're saying with the 10-loss teams making this tournament is because you're getting more transfers and the gelling of the team has to come as the season progresses. So it makes sense that end of February, March is where you're going to see the best ball out of these teams who are just meshing together at the right time making a tournament.
You're right. You got a good point there.
And Kentucky has to get the monkey off their back. Second worst loss in tournament history, other than the Virginia being the one losing to the 16. So there's a big monkey on their back, and I know the players might feel a little bit tight going into that first round game, depending on who they match up. And I guarantee you, the committee is going to give them somebody who they think can test them, probably as a 3 or 4 seed.
Their butthole is going to be clenched.
Tight.
Tight. St. Peter be damned.
Watch it be Bryant, and you get to face Doug again. And Bryant's a good team. Like they got a good solid squad.
That's when you need men to just slap them.
If they really want to mess with us and Seton Hall has a down year and we end up getting like a 5 seed, they'll do Kentucky 5, Seton Hall 12.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Imagine the highlight package right before that game.
No, thank you. Not interested.
But I think it's the best. I think it's going to be a fun year in college basketball. I watched that Houston Alabama game, and I was literally just talking to my dad. I was like, before the game, I was like, "Watch out for Houston. They're going to be a dangerous team." And he calls me after. He goes, "Some dangerous team. They just lost to Alabama." I'm like, "Alabama's a good team, Dad." He goes,
"Alabama's good, man." It's the
they
first
are
time Alabama's ranked ahead of their football.
They got a great hybrid forward that can shoot just like 6'10". If you have a guy like that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's Jabari Smith last year, so it's tough.
But I think that's what the transfer portal has done and opened up a lot of doors for a lot of schools, especially small time schools. Like Portland's getting a lot of fame out there. You know, Gonzaga's going to have to fight their way out of that conference.
Portland, huh?
I do like Portland. I do like Portland. I do like that team
a lot. I'm noticing.
I just like their team. I like the coach. I like the makeup of the team. I don't know the coach's name, so don't ask me.
You don't even know the team's nickname, man.
Yeah, it is. It's the John Sawyer.
Actually, yeah, probably.
Sneaky team that is good to have them back on the map when they're playing good basketball is going to be Indiana University.
Correct.
They will make a lot of teams sweat this year in the tournament.
I'll do one better. St. John's.
I know.
St. John's.
Yes. I was about to say that. St. John's, having them back in competitive play. Yeah. And it's weird not seeing Villanova at the top of the Big East.
I know.
I'm not going to lie.
UConn basketball is back, though.
You know what
UConn,
team You know what team I'm keeping my eye on always? St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's, because they always seem to be the team that constantly tests Gonzaga.
Yep.
No matter how good Gonzaga is.
Not this year, it's Portland.
It's both. There can be both.
He loves Portland. This is bizarre, man.
That's it.
We got to be the only podcast talking about Portland Pilots. It's pilots.
We got to make sure we're tagging Mark.
That's it.
I'm literally looking it up right now.
That's the 2023 guys trip, guys. We're going to Portland.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm in. Fuck it.
But you're an Oregon fan, so I mean, it doesn't make it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, Portland, Oregon.
But there's been some moving on to basketball as we look at NBA here.
We're talking about basketball.
We're moving on to NBA. Guy,
weird.
I know. I hate segues.
NBA.
We're just gonna make an abrupt segue.
All right, NBA.
So.
We have to get a little graphics like press your luck where the little whammies come across. So no,
it's just like the countdown. It goes. I just randomly hit it. It just goes 3, 2, 1.
NBA.
That's how we started the show.
You know,
like, I'm actually, point, bro. Let me talk about Portland basketball too.
So we talk about LeBron, but the Portland Pilots, I'm just saying.
They fly the best planes. No, I'm joking. But this is a topic that Jamie brought up. Are the Pelicans for real? Because they went and dominated the Suns after the Suns eliminated them. And then there was a play at the end of the game, which is kind of out of character of Zion to pretty much dunk the ball and score when they were up by 20.
Run it up.
I don't disagree with that. Why? Because I feel like the Suns have been trying to play big brother, it seems like, to the Pelicans. Like that cheap shot that Chris Paul is always do. You know, he does that little elbow to Joe Alvarado. And it's just like I feel like they didn't like respect the Pelicans. And I don't think anybody did. But the Pelicans are leading the West. After the Lakers trading all their assets pretty much to the Pelicans, and now the Lakers
love it.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on the Pelicans this year and just the NBA as a landscape? I mean, Steph Curry's out 6 weeks, I think, now with that shoulder injury last night.
Yep. No bueno for the Warriors.
So, what do you guys think, Pat? Let me throw it over to you because you're a big Celtics guy.
Which question do you want me to answer first? You ask a lot.
About the Portland Pilots.
Okay, right. Perennial college basketball team. Right there.
Unbelievable.
First of all, the Pelicans are for real, man. They got young guys. Zion's finally healthy. I love CJ McCollum. He's that veteran presence who just eases everyone down. You could see it last year in the playoffs. They played right toe-to-toe with the Suns. You could see that. And it was building momentum into this year. It always happens like that. I think they could definitely take the West. What other question did you ask?
Just NBA as a landscape. I mean,
it's the Celtics to lose. I'm going to throw my my little Celtics pride out here. Is theirs to lose. They look so complete, so dominant. Fuck the Lakers. Beat them in overtime.
That was a great game.
It was a great game. And Tatum is every year I'm just impressed with him and Brown.
Possessed.
And you guys remember last year, people were chanting, clamoring for them to blow that young core up. And I'm so happy they didn't.
Well, they were close.
Around it.
They're
very close. But, like I said, you just got to build up, man. You got to mesh, build up, and keep playing the games you got to play ahead of you.
Well, it's like I was telling just to cut in there just a little bit about the West, like looking at the West, I was talking to Mike the other day. I was like, Minnesota as the 11th seed still has a chance to pretty much win the West. They're at 5.5. They're only 5.5 games out. The team in 10th, the Warriors, are only 5 games out now. It was 4.
It's not even Christmas, so yeah, this could all change.
This could all change. This could flip flop. But I mean, that's how competitive the West is right now. And then the East is kind of wide open, but it's kind of close between 1 through 6 is right there. And like, look at Mike's New York Knickerbockers sitting at 6th place.
Loosely Mike's New York Knickerbockers.
You like the Knicks?
I've always said the NBA is the only league that I really don't have a concrete team with. But
we need to make one up on it right now. We need you to pick one right now.
Well, no, and that's
Pelicans. That's
what I've always.
They're yours.
I don't want the Pelicans. I've always said though, if I had to pick one, like put a gun to my head and make me choose, it would probably be the Knicks, just because it goes with like the other teams I like. Although my favorite player in the league is Steph Curry, so maybe I'd be a Warriors fan.
With that pop boy.
Oh no, you don't want that. Then you'd be a bandwagon. We don't want that.
Well, people already claim I'm a bandwagon because I'm a Yankees fan. So
well, there you go. Go be a Charlotte. You got 2 teams.
Charlotte
to not be
Hornets.
A bandwagon. Charlotte Hornets, Detroit Pistons, San Antonio, or Houston Rockets. Which one?
No.
Mike, what I need you to do tonight is go buy a Emeka Okafor Charlotte Bobcats jersey.
Oh, wow.
Bright orange. Let's go. That's your team. The Bobcats.
All the people
No.
How about this? We let Mike sit on it for a few weeks, and then he picks his favorite NBA team on the show.
Okay.
On the first show of the new year.
And
first show of the new year.
On the first show of the new year, I will do my research and I will pick a team.
I kind of like
and that's your team for life.
And you got to ride with them.
Well, okay.
That's your team for life.
If you want to call Mulligan, you could just wait till the Seattle Supersonics come back, and you and I could just come back on that.
True, that's true.
I got the half for you.
Fine.
Vegas.
I will at minimum pick in the first show of the new year. At minimum, I will pick a placeholder team until the Supersonics come back.
Not a boy.
Can we all just
throw
a team out there and he has to pick one of them?
You can give me suggestions.
Yes.
Miami,
not the
Celtics.
Not the Celtics.
The Celtics. It won't be the Celtics.
Just so everyone knows, Mikey is coming down to Miami here for the new year. So
I am. So perhaps we will have intense research sessions. Okay.
I'll tell you what, though. I think there's 2 teams that love the fact that nobody's talking about them right now. One's the Denver Nuggets, who when healthy could beat anybody in a series. The other is the Brooklyn Nets, who've got their stuff together since all the debacle. But the team that can be the most fun to watch, apart from the Pelicans and the Grizzlies that look like they're pitting it in the West, are the Cleveland Cavaliers, man.
I was about to say.
Mobley, man.
Yeah.
That whole team is looking great.
They're sitting in 3rd. I don't see them budging out of a top 4 position in the East, which means they'll contend and have a home series at least to start the playoffs. They could be a pretty. I mean, if they play Boston in the second round, Pat, that could be a really intriguing match.
That's gonna be a tough series, especially getting Donovan Mitchell. I mean, I think that was great for Cleveland. They rebuilt the organization after LeBron left because it seems like anytime LeBron goes to an organization, he blows it up, and then when he leaves it, it's in shambles.
You said it right there, man. You said it right there.
Not saying he's not a great player, he is, but he's
just a terrible GM. You're right.
Yes, and he shouldn't be the GM, right? He shouldn't be a good GM because that's not his job. But I think Cleveland has recovered very well. I think they have done everything they can to kind of bounce back and get the team back to serious play, in which they are. I think they stay at the number 3 spot. Splash.
Those Coronas hitting a lot different nowadays.
30% alcohol. Okay. Jesus, Mom, what are you buying?
Red wine.
Mom, why'd you throw the limes out?
They absorb it. So, no, I think they remain in the 3 spot all year. And, a team like the Denver Nuggets, I'm saying it right now, I think the Denver Nuggets win the Western Conference. Going into the playoffs. I'm saying it right now.
You stop.
I agree with Daniel Blakely. He says Jokic has his partner back, and I agree with that. I don't think Jamal Murray is 100%, but I think by the end of the season he will be. And I think that is a critical because they were playing like the best team before he got hurt in the playoffs. The year he got hurt.
And with him and Michael Porter Jr. being hurt, it made 2 role players step up that can be starters. So they are so deep.
Yes.
Really deep.
So.
It could be the Grizzlies, though.
I was thinking potentially the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Vancouver Grizzlies.
They did a stat comparison between Ja and Zion this year, and boy, are they happy that they took those guys 1 and 2 that year in the draft. They are living up to the hype, man.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
But boys, I think it's time.
Is it
for
start
the squad?
I gotta do slow mo today, guys. I'm a little tender.
I hope your doctors aren't watching. Stop moving like that.
Take it easy.
As enthusiastic as I can say this right now, we have reached Stump the Squad, everybody. This is where we get to stump each other and pretend we know everything. I actually have so many tabs open right now to cheat tonight, so I win. But we pretend like we're not cheating. Anyways, so we're gonna ask each other a bunch of questions there. Each person risks 2 points. Person with the most points in the end gets the rant of the night. And we are trying to steal it back from Mikey, who snuck it away from me last week. So let's take it away this week. Let's go with Pat in the hat and see what question he has in the bag tonight.
Hey.
All right, sticking with the NBA. NBA.
I gotta look over the sign.
What is Portland's nickname?
Pilots.
No, real question.
Oh,
what team had the biggest blowout in NBA history? What team had the biggest blowout victory in NBA history? Was it A, Mike's Vancouver Grizzlies, B, Cleveland Cavaliers, C, Indiana Pacers, or D, LA Lakers?
The regular season or playoffs?
Just in NBA history.
So let me are you saying who got blown out or who blew out?
Who had the biggest blowout victory? Who won? Who won in that game?
The blowing out? Gotcha.
Who blew the other team?
Oh, we got PG. We got PG quick tonight.
I'm Canadian.
Vancouver, Lakers.
Oh, not Vancouver, just the Grizzlies.
I got the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Lakers.
Cavaliers or Pacers?
Pacers.
Cavaliers.
Pacers. I got a weird feeling it's the Pacers.
I don't like Mike's weird feelings.
Nobody does.
I'm gonna have to say
that's why I'm single.
That I do recall in the Shaq Kobe days. Oh, Lord.
JD can't laugh.
It hurts to laugh.
He's trying so hard.
I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry.
You snuck that in, man.
That was great.
I want to say like when Dallas was horrible and the Lakers were good, the Lakers could have blown Dallas out by like 60-something points. So I'll go with the Lakers.
Okay. All right. So we got Jamie with the Lakers, John with the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And Mike with a therapy session.
Please tell me it's the Grizzlies.
I have successfully stumped the entire squad.
Nice.
Really?
Yes.
The Vancouver Grizzlies or the Memphis Grizzlies?
It was the Memphis Grizzlies. They beat the Thunder 152-73.
That was last year. Yep.
I remember that game.
That was the biggest one. Biggest blowout in history.
I was thinking like
what
the
was the score,
Miller Pacers.
152-73.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Wow.
Double that
Wow, Portland.
And that's why I'm single. Fuck, you can't do that. I got dizzy. I can't laugh at that. I'm getting old.
What is happening? All right, Mike, take it away.
Melissa says that was funny.
Thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, Mike. It's my turn.
Yeah, Mike, go. Riley's staring at me weird.
Okay. I promise Jamie, I promise I won't do a gut buster this time.
Thank you. My
So,
stitches appreciate
sticking with basketball. Sticking with basketball, but going to college basketball.
Okay.
I just need you guys to tell me one simple thing.
What's
In
up?
1796, in the first season, no. When was the last time a non-Power 5 team won the national championship?
Wow.
A, 1963. B, 1977. C, 1981. Or D, 1990.
But is Villanova is the Big East considered a Power 5?
It's Power 6 in basketball, I believe.
But he said Power 5. That's what I was saying. That question, I was just wondering because Villanova just recently won it. Is Big East considered? I mean, and it's not going to matter for your question. I'm just wondering in general. But what was the years again? Can you say it again for me?
Yeah.
63, 77, 81, or 90. So I suppose in this case, before Villanova. I considered Villanova essentially a Power 5 school in this case. So.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just think about the Big East in general.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. But
yeah, I was gonna go 90 there.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go 90.
It's not 81 because that was Magic playing against Bird, right? So Indiana State could have been the school, but they lost. 77 is UCLA.
That's what I was thinking.
1990 was UNLV, so it's 1990.
God damn it. Yeah, y'all got it.
Oh, Mike.
UNLV in 1990.
Yeah.
And Pat is leading the way at 2 points. Nice job, Pat.
It's second question. There's time to lose. There's time to lose, boys.
Jamie.
Well, I love stumping Yankees fans, so I'm gonna ask you guys a Yankees question here.
Oh,
so,
Derek Jeter.
Since you guys got your potential fifth arm, barring that he stays healthy for the year, that signed for 168 million Buckaroos. What number have the Yankees now reached in terms of signing players for 100 million plus contracts? Was it the 8th player, 11th player, 12th player, or 14th player that you signed for over 100 million? 8th,
that's a good question.
10, 11th, or 14th player that you signed for over $100 million?
Ever?
Well, I know back in the 50s and 60s, they weren't giving out $100 million contracts. So
I'm going to throw it out there right now. 8.
Yeah, I'm going to say 8 too.
Is this that they've signed or that they've had on the roster?
That they've okay. So if they've had him on the roster, I think you've only renewed 2 contracts, right? That have gone.
No, but there's one I'm thinking of in particular they acquired and are paying.
Stan.
So
yes.
signed.
Stan and Donaldson.
Signed.
Okay.
8.
What are the numbers again?
8, 10, 11, 14.
Mike,
10.
Don't do it.
Gentlemen, I have successfully stumped the Yankee squad tonight. It is.
Oh, wow.
This would be the 11th signing
was
for 100 mil plus by your New York
11.
Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I just saw that and I forgot the number.
It was on the stat line today.
I can't win. I know I can't win.
And Mikey can't win this week, so it's up to us 3.
Wait, you know what? I can tie.
I can't win. You could tie, but you're not going to, so stop it.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You're eliminated. You're eliminated.
Because I have a question from 1400s.
Actually, I do. It's an easy one. How many teams were in the inaugural 1922 NFL season?
Oh, damn it. I thought he was going to say World Cup. I saw that earlier.
Was it 20, 15, 18, or 19?
Do it again.
How many teams are in the inaugural 1922 NFL season?
Yeah.
20, 15, 18, 19.
Mm, 18.
Mm.
I'm just meditating first.
You figure they would need to have even numbers, but for some reason, I don't know if they had an AFL, an NFL mix. So, and you figure it's not that many teams. I'm gonna go with 15.
Mikey?
I'm thinking 15 as well.
Mikey. And I have successfully stumped Mike and Jamie, which means Pat is week 37 champion.
We back. We back. We back. We back.
Nice one, Pat.
So Mike is.
Yeah, I do it for my fans.
Dethroned. Sorry, Mike.
Whatever, I understand.
Pat has to win every 6 months. It's okay.
I get my pity Pat points. Thank you.
My pity Pat points.
That's it. That's going to be a banner next week.
Mike,
Like
next week, if you could. Hey, Mike, for the end of the year show, could you put together that graphic, by the way, on the side for see who was winning?
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead, Pat, with your rant of the week.
I got one pretty near and dear to my heart. John can attest to this too. We're getting a new.
Bro.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That was my rant. No,
sorry, go ahead.
We're getting a new president for the NCAA. He's coming in 2023, and hopefully he does the right thing and gives Boeheim his freaking wins back. It makes no sense that he lost those games because the losses still count, and they still handed losses to the other teams, but they take the wins away from him where he had to win 1,000 games for a second time. It makes no sense. The NCAA does not make any sense either. That's why they do the things they do. It's an organization, it's an industry who is ruled by nothing else, and they make their own shit up.
Yep.
I hope this president does the right thing and gives Boeheim his freaking wins back, please.
Well, here's the good thing. He's a politician, so good luck.
Yeah.
He's from Elmira,
I'm sure there'll be some shady dealings in a bathroom stall.
Not at all.
Yeah. Funny enough, Pat, he's from my hometown.
What?
Get out of here.
He was born in Elmira.
Wow.
So breaking news: Mike is meeting him in his old town.
Can we break that? Can we break that, Mike?
Breaking news: it's actually me.
You're Charlie.
You're not going to give Boeheim his wins.
And Boeheim does not get his wins back.
Ah, you bastard!
You know why? Because go Tar Heels.
The historic rivalry between the Tar Heels and the Orange
that I've created in my own mind.
Well, I agree, Pat. He should get his wins back. I think it's bull crap. And because of everything that's going on with Sean Miller and at Arizona, all the sanctions he's had to deal with and no wins taken away, which is
self-imposed three games he's self-imposed suspended.
It's
something
bullshit.
Like that.
When Boeheim self-imposed a 10-game suspension for himself and still got the wins taken away. So
and they still couldn't. They got vacated out of the NCAA tournament too. People forget.
But boys, it's been a great week. Next week is our Christmas holiday episode where we'll be discussing our top 5 favorite Christmas movies. So stay tuned for that. Yep.
All right,
so thank you all for
about that last week, Pat. Sorry.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, Facebook.
Riley.
We'll put up the.
Looking forward to seeing you in the championships next week, buddy.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
Cinco Squad out.
Goodbye.